So, Bet on My Stork has been called the new Obama, the white Obama. And, his answer on healthcare, which we just covered, leads me to believe that that's actually kind of true. He is kind of like Obama in that he's triangulating nonstop and trying to find the center and, pretending like that's above the fray. Reasonable, I'm being an above the fray person. I'm so reasonable, I'm so objective, when really you're just finding the midpoint between one shitty, corrupt DC swamp party and the other shitty, corrupt DC swamp party. Well, the crazy thing about this is, it's like the old definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I don't know if that was ever really the definition of insanity, but whatever. Either way, it is a shitty idea to try the same thing over and over and expect different results. Yet Bet on My Stork thinks, oh yeah, if I just do the Obama thing, then we're going to have a transformative presidency. No, you're not. You're going to have a status quo protecting presidency, the kind of status quo protecting presidency that, even though it had some upsides, ended up giving us Donald Trump. So here is President Obama, back during probably 2009 here, talking about healthcare. And look at the framing of this healthcare debate here. And now compare it to today with what Bet on My Stork said. Because there's a lot of comparisons. And just now now we have the benefit of hindsight. So we see what happened with Obamacare. We see what happened with the healthcare debate and what happened with the implementation of the legislation. We see where we're at today with our healthcare system, where we still need massive reform when this was being touted as the solution. Look at what Obama said, and then we'll discuss.
It's worth noting that a strong majority of Americans still favor a public insurance option of the sort I've proposed tonight. But its impact shouldn't be exaggerated by the left or the right or the media. It is only one part of my plan and shouldn't be used as a handy excuse for the usual Washington ideological battles. To my progressive friends, I would remind you that for decades, the driving idea behind reform has been to end insurance company abuses and make coverage available for those without it. The public option is only a means to that end. And we should remain open to other ideas that accomplish our ultimate goal. And to my Republican friends, I say that rather than making wild claims about a government takeover of health care, we should work together to address any legitimate concerns you may have. For example, some have suggested that the public option go into effect only in those markets where insurance companies are not providing affordable policies. Others have proposed a co-op or another nonprofit entity to administer the plan. These are all constructive ideas worth exploring. But I will not back down on the basic principle that if Americans can't find affordable coverage, we will provide you with a choice. And I will make sure that no government bureaucrat or insurance company bureaucrat gets between you and the care that you need.
That was incredible to watch that. Because look at the framing of it. It's comical. It's almost Howard Schultzian. It really is. It's capitulation up front, masked as being, reasonable centrism. You notice he goes, all right, now I'm going to go after the left. Crazy's on the left, and now I'm going to go after the right. The crazy's on the right, and here I am, bro. I'm in the middle, reasonable centrist over here. Well, now look at what's going on with our healthcare system. What do we have? 29 million people who are still uninsured? Now, to be fair to Obama, Trump did a bunch of executive orders that destroyed Obamacare. But even before Trump did that, we still had millions of people who were uninsured. Even before Trump did that, we still had 32 to 45,000 people dying every year because they don't have access to basic health care. Even before Trump did that, we had the highest health care prices in the industrialized world. So the problem with this was upfront capitulation. You know how many Republican votes he got after giving this speech where he basically says, hey, I'm willing to work with you guys. I'm willing to work with you guys. Let's come together. Let's get something done. Let's be constructive. I think you guys on the right are going to have some constructive input. How many Republican votes did he get for Obamacare, which originally was their idea? Heritage Foundation came up with it. Mitt Romney implemented it in Massachusetts. It was Bob Dole's plan in the 1990s. You had Newt Gingrich and Chuck Grassley support it back then. 0 votes. None from the Republicans. None. So Obama effectively capitulated up front when he had a supermajority, caved not only from the actual left-wing position, which is a NHS-style single-payer system, caved not only beyond the French-style or Canadian-style single-payer system, which is public funding of private entities, which could actually be a compromise position because it's still Medicare for all, and that would make sense. Caved not only from that to a public option, caved not only from the public option, went all the way to their idea, and they still voted no. Maybe neoliberal centrism ultimately just manifests as doing center-right policies. That's what happened. And now, Bet on My Stork is trying to sell us this again. And notice, he said, well, to the left, you got to make coverage available to those without it, and you got to end insurance company abuses, but the public option is only a means to an end. If we could reach that end without it, we should be open to that. But that's just the thing. There is no reaching that goal without Medicare for all. The only answers are either an NHS-style system or a French-style system. Public funding of the healthcare system, full stop. That's the only way to get it done. There's no way you're going to make coverage available to everybody without doing Medicare for all, and there's no way you're going to end insurance company abuses without doing Medicare for all. Because under your shitty middle ground policy, there were still massive insurance company abuses and millions of people who were uninsured. So we've been through this, guys. We've been through this. And yet, Bet on My Stork is running as Obama 2.0. We got to be better, man. It's time for the future. It's time for the anti-corruption, populist left uprising. Let's not waste it.